What are the best dropshipping suppliers in 2023? Watch this video to find out. I'm not going to drag this video out like a lot of other YouTubers. I'm literally just going to give you the exact information you need, the pros and cons of each, and the only ones that I would bother with in 2023, as there are a lot out there and the majority of them are absolutely terrible. Now, the first one I want to show you is CJ Dropshipping. And as you can see, you can access it by going to cjdropshipping.com. Now, there are a number of pros and cons of this. Let me take you through them. So, first of all, the website is super easy to use. You can see on the home page, they've got some suggestions of products. You can also go through the different categories, and they've got loads on here and subcategories as well. So you can see computer and office, shoes, down to clothing, electronics, all that sort of thing. It's all here. You can also look at trending products, which might help you find those winning products. As you can see, there's, Bluetooth speakers, phone screen cleaners, pet products. They've even got videos that you can use. They've got super deals when products go on discount. You can also find them there. There's loads of different ways that you can go through this. And you can also just search at the top. So I can even just punch in headphones. And I should get loads of results back for all the different headphones that loads of different suppliers are selling through CJ Dropshipping. And you can just click on a product. It'll open up. And as you can see, again, really easy. You can see the range of price, the different variations that have available. So here's colors. You can have a little look about who the supplier is, what their rating is, so you can make a bit more of an informed decision. And it also gives you the processing time. So if you're not already aware, the processing time is basically the time it takes until they ship the order. So whatever the delivery time is will be on top of that. As you can see, 80% of orders for this supplier is in 1-3 days, which is pretty good. And you can also see the different shipping options available. So one of the pros of CJ Dropshipping is they tend to have faster delivery times. And this is because the website was built specifically for dropshipping. As you can see, there's ones here, 8 to 18 days, 5 to 11 days, which isn't too expensive for $7. But you can kind of find the balance between, reasonable shipping price and a good delivery time. So, maybe paying $5 for 8 days is pretty good, especially when, sometimes shipping from China can take up to 30 days. So there's loads of different options there, which makes it really flexible. Now, one of the other key benefits of CJ Dropshipping, which you can't really get anywhere else, you can, but it's a bit hit and miss, and I'll explain why later. But it's this warehouses option. So you can go up here and you can see the different warehouses that sit across CJ Dropshipping. And, you've got US, China, Germany, through to, places in Europe, the UK, France, etc. And what this means is they will actually ship from that location. So you can increase your shipping times. The buyer will, seem like it's actually coming from the country that they're ordering from, because it is. And they will generally just have a better experience. So if I click on Britain, for example, you can see all of the products which are currently stored in Britain's warehouses that you can use. The only downside of this is that there's not that many options. There's probably only around 100 products for the UK. You can check out the other countries, and for the US, there's usually a little bit more, but you're pretty limited with what you can go for. So it's probably harder to find winning products because, you may be going up against a lot of different people. And also the price tends to be a lot more expensive as well, which can make it very hard to compete with other websites that are just selling these from China for, sometimes $10 or $15 cheaper. So it's quite a big difference. So it's quite difficult to get right, but not impossible. And you can play around with the warehouses and see what you might think. And give it a go. That's probably one of the differentiators of CJ Dropshipping. And like I said before, it's a website that was designed primarily for dropshipping, which makes it really good. The other thing that's worth mentioning with CJ Dropshipping as well is that you can easily connect it to your e-commerce store, Shopify, WooCommerce, whatever you want to use. Highly recommend Shopify. That'll be a different video. But they have loads of plugins and integrations that make it super simple, and you can automate the whole process. So an order will just hit the supplier and they will handle the rest, and it will ship directly to your customer. You can also change the currency in the top left. So, if you have a store that's based in the UK and you're selling in GBP, you can look at the prices in GBP, so you can kind of have a clearer indication of what you think your margin should be and what you should sell it for. So that's quite a neat little feature. Hi everyone, I'm James. I have over 8 years experience in e-commerce, as well as 5 years experience in retail strategy. I've helped scale brands to 6 or 7 figures, and this channel is all about dropshipping, e-commerce, making money online, basically anything that fits under the digital entrepreneur realm. So yeah, drop me a like, subscribe if you're new. So the second supplier I want to cover, and final, that's right, there's only 2 because I wouldn't even bother with the other ones, is The Go, the one I'm sure you've all heard of. Aliexpress, and you can go to that just by aliexpress.com. Now, Aliexpress is still by far, in my opinion, the best dropshipping supplier in 2023. Like I said, there are a number of good things going on with CJ dropshipping, but I find it just cannot compete with Aliexpress because the prices tend to be a little bit higher and there's a limited product range on there, which makes it a little bit more challenging. So Aliexpress, again, loads of categories that you can go through: women's fashion, men's fashion, electronics, toys, and you can go into the subcategories, which can help finding those winning products. You can also look where there's been discounts, weekly deals, what the top ranking products are, so you can already go and find a product that's doing really, really well and potentially give it a go yourself. They also have other recommendations that just keep infinitely generating as you go down for a bit of inspiration. And as before, you can also, if I just type in headphones again, you can also search and you'll get loads and loads of results back for what you punched in. As you can see, there's loads of things here for headphones. You can scroll down. One other thing that's really, really good about this is you can actually see how many it's sold. So you can see where that supplier is probably reliable. You can also see what rating the product has got. You can also see whether it's got free shipping, whether there's a discount running, and all that sort of thing. One thing that I really, really like to look out for is this 15-day delivery. If you can find a product that has that and it's only a little bit more expensive, usually it is worth going for because that extra speedy delivery time makes it a much better experience for your customer. And occasionally you will see 7-day delivery. It's rare, but not impossible. So I just try to look out for the 15-day delivery. It's not super important because you will not always be able to find it for a certain product, but it can just be, something that might just give you an edge over someone else. You can click on the product, you can read about it, you can see, all the different shipping options. So in this case, there's only one, and that's shipping from China with the AliExpress selection standard, and it's free. You can even look at the different reviews for the products, which you can then import to your store if you do that. And you can also go into the supplier and you can find a little bit more about them. You can see how long they've been trading on AliExpress for, see what kind of feedback they've got. And one thing that I like to do is, make sure they've been on AliExpress for a while, make sure they've got some good feedback, just so I know that the products are going to be, decent, and they're also going to get shipped and they're going to be reliable. So have a play around, have a look. Still the absolute best website. As before, you can go in the top right and you can change the currency. So you can look at the currency that your store's based on, which will help you calculate your margins at a quick glance. And yeah, play around with it. It's really, really good. The final thing I would like to mention about AliExpress is what we took you through on CJ Dropshipping was the shipping from location, and we could look at the different warehouses. So AliExpress actually does have an option to choose where your product is shipped from. And you'll see again, it's pretty similar to CJ. You've got United Kingdom through Spain, different European warehouses, Turkey, etc. And what you can do is you can click on one and it will show you all the products that are supposedly shipping from the United Kingdom. Now, the one thing I would be careful of this is, to be honest, it's not usually true. A lot of the time they do still get shipped from China and the shipping times are still longer. But sometimes they can make it appear with different tracking numbers and stuff like it is coming from within that country. So just be careful because, it's not entirely legit. And you'll find that a lot of these suppliers will just stick in that it ships from a particular country just so you click on it and look at their product. 99% of the time they will just still come from China. And you'll have to wait for that delivery time. So if I was you, I wouldn't really bother with this feature because it's a bit misleading. I could do a separate video on that if you want to find out a bit more about, why and how that works and why, the suppliers will probably never move and sell items from those countries. But let me know if you want that in the comments. But yeah, just watch out for that. The only thing I will say is there are 1 or 2 cases that you will find where they do genuinely ship from that country, but you can usually tell by the product. It tends to be small products and that sort of thing. So just give it a sense check and have that, secondary check just to be sure that it is coming from where you are expecting it to be coming from. Also, as AliExpress is one of the longest standing suppliers, it is really, really well supported. It is really, really well integrated with all of the different plugins that you can get for Shopify and WooCommerce, all that jazz. You can use a plugin like DSs, which will essentially help you import products from AliExpress, change them, and then link them back to the suppliers so you can automate everything again. Really, really well supported. DSs is great as well. That's really, really well supported. So you have no problem setting up a dropshipping store in 2023 with AliExpress. And that would be my recommendation. As I said before, there are loads and loads of other suppliers, but I really wouldn't bother wasting your time. They tend to be more expensive. They have limited product ranges. The integrations aren't as good. It is just a complete waste of time. The other thing you can do is once you have set up a store and you have a product and it's selling well, you can move away from these suppliers and go to an agent. You can use something like Dropshipping agent. If you Google it, it will come up, and they will basically source that product for you at a cheaper price. You get faster shipping times as well. So once you've got a product that seems to be working, you can ship it over to an agent and it will just make things way better. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that video helped you. Please drop a sub. I will be uploading more content very, very soon, or within the space of this kind of video. So hopefully it will be useful and find out more. Drop a like and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.